what is your suggestion for anybody to choose a target journal, and so that they can avoid rejection? For you, do you think impact factor is very much important, or publishing new things are important?
Of course, impact factor is really important to select the journal to be published because it indicated there are some subscribers, it are more readers. But in
Yes.
some cases, reader is there, but the most key persons or key researchers who are involved in that topics are more interested in that. So we can select to the other journal. So more relevant.
More relevant. Yeah.
Relevant journal is better than high impact. Of course, with in high impact factor. So it means the more persons want. I would like to many persons to read, to criticize our research outcome, and to elaborate each other to find a new trends. So this is the publication meaning, of course, but at the same time, so but the open journal is coming out. Gradually, impact factor meaning a little bit changing in the future. So might be basically impact factor is developed some company or something. Okay, some part is right, but some part is not suitable to evaluate the quality of journal. Just more readers on the paper. So one important factor to be selected. To select
so journal. I mean, this I am happy, and you bring it out that impact factors are somehow. Initially, it seems like more impact factor, more respect, and more readership. More, it shows more rigor has been put while reviewing. Better reviewer quality. If there is a high impact journal, the more high quality reviewer agrees to review the papers. But the many specialized journal, which belongs to that field, like groundwater or hydrogeology journal, or even for many other, by the specialized journal has not much, I mean, the impact factor, but they have the readership. We have the target audience.
Audience, yeah, target audience is also important. Of course, to the many famous high impact factor publications is a more big impact to the society, like science or natures. But in our case, it is not so easy to write this kind of paper in many cases. In this case, even if the not so well-known journal, but if there are many target, some researchers read this journal, it is also nice journal to be stuck.
So, I mean, you've been editor of several journals, including water research, for a significant period of time.
I finished my job.
Yeah. What are the things that is your thumb rule to reject a paper, to select a paper, to send it for review? So how do you judge a paper?
Evaluation based on the novelty, new find. Okay, so it means I title and abstract and conclusions. Sometimes that's enough for me to judge the first screening. Just 2 or 3 minutes is enough. And the contents looks interesting. I'm looking at the figures and table. If tables a figure show to the new idea or some new aspect, so I start to read carefully. But if, it is easy to expect it. And results and conclusions is too general and not just a case study. So this is a rejection upfront. So it means that when I was one of the editor of the water research at that time, so I have to review the 300 or 400 per year, but the half is upfront by me. Half is, but the other is to try to find to the reviewers, then judge. So might be 20% is usually
Finally accepted.
yeah 25%. But
Yeah,
even if the not so good, but still the upfront is a really big kind of some important judgment. So it is necessary to confirm. It would be rejected, but still I want to get to some confirmation from other reviewer. So most important things is the novelty and logic to reach. It is important when I was write the journal paper, so clear purpose and corresponding conclusions. And this outcome have the new finding, novelty exists. It is possible for me to write a journal paper. So to achieve to the purpose, so methodology is right or not. And now conclusions, no, before conclusion, results, so properly or arranged and showing to the attractive way, then graph is really informative, easy to understand, and with the proper or logical discussions. And every time one conclusion needs at least one figure or table to support to the conclusions. If this set is okay, it is ready to submit the paper to the journal. So every time I advise to the students, this is a several checkpoint. It means almost similar to when I review the paper, submitted paper, I look at some basic part, and that basic part is too weak, reject it. If so, I read carefully, I check the figures or logic, then I evaluate.
Several times what happens is that some paper is very ambitious paper for us. Some results are really, we feel that this is the better results, valuable results. I would write a better journal in coming days. but then time flows. And eventually that paper struggles to get published. That has my experience. So what is your experience or your say is that do we need to do this kind of biasness? This is very important data. I will take time and prepare a manuscript, mature it, revise it many times, and then submit. This is a very quick data. There is an audience, and we will. I got it today. I will prepare the manuscript in a month or two and submit it. Which one is?
It depends on the data quality or data some characteristics. So short communication is better. Maybe note or some rapid communication. But in my feeling, research paper, most important thing to the logic, some development or some construct clear, some explanation or interpretation with the novelty when you finding. In this case, so we make a clear structure, then also elaborate the expression of the data. So that's reason for more time. But sometimes so rapid new monitoring work, if the more time to write the journal paper, we can submit to other way, research note or some other. So it is possible to select to the category of
category
and
of.
Also some journal prefer to the rapid communications later time. So according to the type of the category, we can select as we like.
Yeah. No, but what I have received, for example, I will say,
Mm,
the paper that we published recently last year from my
mm,
PhD in chemosphere, that
mm,
portion of my thesis was really more valuable for me. But
mm,
so I thought I will write it better and I will sit it. But time flows, and
mm,
then it took time. Similarly, our previous work,
mm,
where we have compared the seasonal pharmaceutical and virus in Brahmaputra River, that
mhm,
was a very heavy data for me because two-time data and seasonal and so I thought that I will take time and I will prepare it and publish.
mm,
But gradually, it feels that now that I missed the time. I should have not been biased about that. I should
mm,
have taken it as any other paper. Yeah, this is a bit more, and I can write more. But I should not waste a lot of time in
mm,
improving that work.
But the wait, it is not good idea to the waste of time. But
Mm-mm-mm.
if time is necessary
Mm-mm.
to make it better, more attractive, or more make better, okay, to reach to the publications, so it is not a waste of time. Necessary time,
Mm-mm. Necessary time.
quality, or some criteria. It depends
Mm.
on. But I do not write to the many publications also. Five
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
also paper, but one or two really high quality paper is much
Mm.
better. It
Yeah, yeah.
indicated by the citation.
Mm-mm.
Number of the paper is small, but a lot of people read this and cite, so
Mm.
it is a good indication to understand. Hmm,
Citation is important than impact
hmm,
factor. What do
hmm.
you?
Yeah,
Yes.
so in the future, this journal becomes the higher impact factor after the several years. So if the many papers with high citation indicate in the several years, so this journal becomes a higher impact factor based on this system.
Mm. Mm.
But now it's the open journal, as I told you. So open journal come out. So open journal is easy, more people easy access to the journal. So it means in your future open journal get relatively high impact factor. But sometimes
Mm.
so we subscribe money is high. Sometimes developing country researcher cannot read this paper due to the limitations to subscribe.
Yes, yes,
Now
yes.
is the open journal is the come out so that everybody can easy to access and easy.
Mm.
So, and also open journal have more chance to get a better papers. So
Mm.
gradually changing to the not the mark. How can a market is okay.
Yeah,
So that's
but
what every publisher also start to do the open journal. Just water research also open journal study.
for publication also we have to pay so huge money.
If too huge is not so good, but some grant system changing, they also provide to some publication cost can be included to the grant, the budget plan. So the gradually we changing might
Mm-hmm.
be the academic achievement should be shared everybody. So the government money should allocate some part of allocated to the publications, not
Mm.
so good idea to the business like.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
publisher get the money. It is another way. So gradually, I guess gradually changing. So it means that Springer or Elsevier. So if they can get a good impact factor journal, so the increase of subscribers, many library, so they earn a lot of money.
Mm.
That's the reason why water research becomes a higher impact factor in the field of the water environment or environmental research. So I got the benefit. Every year, I was invited to the really nice place of the one day editorial meeting and also one day kind of sightseeing something. So they pay for me to travel there and also support me many things. But still they want to keep the high quality reviewing system. So sometimes the money is necessary to keeping the quality, but still I'm not sure it is good or not in the future. So it means academic achievement should be shared. Everybody is more important.
So do you think editors should be a little bit more rational about those things and give a little bit more thought before rejecting the work?
But basically, the upfront rejection is really beneficial for the authors, in my idea. So
Okay.
it means really after reviewing, finally rejected, they have to wait 2 months more. But upfront rejection is several days. Within one week, I make a decision and provide to the main reason not be published in the water research. It means they have the chance to improve more or submit to other journals. If keeping to the water research deal with the submitted paper, they never submit to other journals. So upfront rejection is a very clever way for select and provide the chance for authors to find to other journal to submit. So this is my understanding. But the upfront rejection is a really powerful way. So that's the reason why. So the editor have to write clearly what is a weak point, why this is upfront. This is the important manner of the editor.
Would you advise a person to wait for a right job after PhD, or they should get whatever is coming on their way?
No, it depends on the case. It is not one unique answer. It depends on, but not to stick to one positions or just I want to be a professor. So not stick to only, but in my feeling, even if you got some other some university positions, but you go out to the national institutes or private company, but they continue to do best. After 10 years, after 15 years, you can become the much better professor afterwards. If directly go to the professorship and continue to the 10 or 15, this is also possible to the different type of professors. That's even if the final professor's positions, we can select to the diverse way. This is only one pathway. But once you select to the position in the private company, so it is not so easy to continue to some research work or some research development. I never select these positions. Still, there's some potential to work task is which I like it. I can select one of them and continue to do my best, and to make effort, try to be. But after 10 years, I may have the different. I had wanted to be a professor in the university after 5 years. So I might change the idea. I want to be the Adana. Good. So just looking at the nano, but still looking at the dream, and still we can keeping the possible way, potential way, so keeping. Then go there, or you can find a new dream. So it is also nice. So I'm not sure this is the answer to your questions, but what I want to say that to the just a zero-sum one or zero. So there are many
Mm-hmm.
pathway or diverse way to find a goal. So the dream is there. So to reach to dream at some goal, so we can do many things to reach there.
I mean, you have given me given us lot of nice philosophy, and it is new, new for me, because this one I have not. We never talked. I never knew this views. My question was mostly intended to, let's suppose that I feel I am of this caliber, and I am right now, the job or the responsibility that is coming my way is here. So should I wait to commit until here and then accept it, or I should just take it and don't waste time? In more sense is that let's suppose that many times what happens, that the first job, somewhere I studied in Nature, a article in Nature, they said that after PhD the first job is very critical. So in that context, I want your opinion that how do you like to advise if somebody today wants to make such a decision?
Just select what you want to do. That's all. Nothing. So how the persons think in the future, and if you find some possibility to work well, you can select it. But no too much challenge for them, maybe wait. But the waiting also new challenge. After 1 month, 1 year later, nothing come. It is also challenge. But still, it is possible to wait 6 months or 1 year more, because available current position have very limited potential in the future. So I do not advise them to select it. Even if it's not so high potential, but if feel the boss of this company have the really flexibility or some really nice persons, if you enter this company or something and change the policy or change the boss to move forward, if you have some power or idea or some strength or some confidence to change something, if they have, they can select. So it means some new potential come out. But no way to change almost limited potential, I never selected. I have to wait for next potential positions after 1 month later, 6 months later. But still the not selection of this current, it also faced with the new uncertain challenge.
What do you look in a CV or a person before saying yes for a PhD position or higher?
But the basic CV is this kind of educational history, and also sometimes to the research experience with the list of the publications. So once we look at to the CV, so we look at the age and the university, PhD degree, and also publications. So based on CV, so we try to find. But sometimes to the additional reference letter, if available, sometimes are really important to additional information to evaluate CV itself. So the CV itself, but to select to the candidate, maybe personality or physical health conditions is more important, but only based on CV, we try to find. looking at age and the publications and the journal selections. Also, mainly looking at the recent publications. And it is the first author or second author, not to the number. First author or not. And also to the...
How about corresponding author?
Corresponding author is same meaning to the first author.
First author.
So more responsible paper. A lot of paper, but the name
appears. Somewhere. Then
no. Number is not so one factor, but the quality of a responsive part is more important. Yeah, this is my judgment criteria.
How to select a good PhD student?
PhD candidate means?
Yeah, how to select a good PhD candidate?
Basically, so good students usually get a scholarship already for first screening. That's the reason why University of Tokyo, very limited students accept to the private money. So like you or some other, many international students already got the
scholarship.
Yes, but I also have some students. In this case, as I told you, reference letter, it means a strong recommendation from the professor I know well. Without this, I never accept, even if I have the interview. But one exception is the master course students from China. So for access, but one Japanese senior company president took him to the department, introduced, because he really liked him. Then talk with them, they finally accept as a master course students without scholarship. So the confidence of the kind of support of the economical support, in the case of master course students, I can manage him to complete to the master course. But in the case of PhD, so finishing to the doctor degree is really challenging. So without my confidence, I never accept. In this case, the economical support, economic is okay. Some financial support is really important. So it means that they have to work hard. Without a scholarship, sometimes they have to do the part-time job. So it is not a good situation for the PhD candidate. Small part-time job is okay. This is my...
Okay. I mean, I asked one professor and senior professor, he said that selecting a good PhD student is a lottery.
No, lottery is not a good expression. So the lottery means sometimes are really not so good.
If you are lucky, you will
sometimes
have
really nice students. It's lottery case. But the first screening or selections, so more than some criteria level, reference level is higher than that. Sometimes so financial situations is one factor. So that's the reason why scholarship is key component for us.
That's the advantage of being associated or being a faculty at highly ranked university. I mean, because you were working at the University of Tokyo, you had that luxury to choose that way. But if some not national university even or very low rank and these things, then it really becomes a lottery.
Yeah, sometimes the local university very limited to doctoral students now. So many students go out after finishing the master course. So sometimes the international students want to go to the program, but anyway, so
yeah. So I mean,
what I want to say then to the easy acceptance of the PhD students is sometimes a miserable situation both sides. So it means that I need to strong confidence on the candidate.
So actually, this is very much important because one person said that if you will take undeserving a student, you will be making mistake, and it will be more a bad situation. But what we learned is that if there is a system, like I will accept only with the scholarship, that means lot of the bad applications are rejected. So that is, and once that person who got the scholarship, of course, there can be some good. Even among the good, there may be some of them are really self-motivated, but somehow at least we can ensure the lower quality at least. So as an administrator, what is your approach? This administration part, and how a faculty should gradually shift from a research angle to a administrator, and whether they should do it or take it up, and when to take it up, maybe after 45, 50?
Yeah, but in Japan, usually according to the age, so the more chance to be got a position of the administrations, like a department or some research center, and also wants to got a big research grant. So the principal investigator have to manage for the project. So administration part becomes more and more important for the senior professor. So, but I do not find any big problem or challenge to do it, because to the before working on that as a chairman or some project leader, I also have the chance to involve in the project as one of the member. So we already look at to the leader management. I could learn how to manage to the project. So try to through the 30s or 40s, beginning 40s, I learn from them how to deal with. So that in the case of department chairman, so of course I faced the new things because I became a professor only 41 years old, relatively young. And I became to the chairman is maybe two years later or something. Okay, so it means a little bit new. And also, as you know, I came back from the University of Tokyo in 1997 and associate professors and promoted professor. So I have very limited time to know more about the University of Tokyo because I work in the Ibaraki University and I know other university. But but still it is also good chance for me to learn more about the chairman work of the department. I also get a new experience. So I don't mind. Everybody never minds on a mistake or some error. So from error or mistake, we can learn from them. But don't make a big mistake. If you feel some big mistake, it is important to consult with the higher senior professor, some other faculty member to get the advice or consultations. So this kind of some connections or some communications, just I have to do by myself. I have to do myself. So narrow down. So maybe it is not so easy to manage by themselves. So it is more open-minded to politely ask other person to know more. So in this case, so the persons or in my case, I clearly realize what is the point, what is the difficulty, and also try to provide to the possible answer by me. Okay, just that this is a question, this is a problem. I never ask them how to solve it. It means that this is questions, this is a problem. I want to solve this problem by A, by B, by C, but I'm not sure which is good or not. Because A, in the case of A, it works in this case, but the C, in that case, C is best. So this is try to make an alternative answer or alternative possible investigation or interpretation or discussion should be done before, then ask them. Then get good advice. Yeah, that's the reason why I do not have a big problem, fortunately.
How to do the troubleshooting? How to handle the pressure?
Sufficient preparation. It means some high pressure events or something. I try to prepare a lot. That's the only one way. That become nervous and nervous. It means even become nervous, but if I did a lot of preparations, and I also try to make expected situations, imagine if this kind of thing come out, I respond to this. So it is really important to make a wide imaginations or possible, not a forecasting. Okay, expectation, expected situations.
Yeah, imagine the probable situation.
Yeah. So that it is also important of preparation. That's the reason why. So I advise to the students, once you present the set list or something, you also prepare the more than several appendix. You expect to the possible questions. Once question come, you can use to the appendix. And sometimes at a limited presentation time, you cannot get into detailed explanations. So you can also use the appendix. Please look at the detail in the appendix 5 or something. So it means a well-prepared presentation is the really try to find the possible situations or imagine situations and prepare for that. Just prepare for the good voice or some presentation time, but more contents or some, or what kind of question come out. So this is a best way to reduce or pressure.
What motivates you every morning? How do you, what excites you about your work?
Every time I have something I want to know. I have something unknown, so I want to know more. And I'm also happy to not recognize, find out new idea to solve it, to tackle them. So thinking way, think that I enjoy the time to think about it and what is unknown, how to solve it, and what are there any good approach or something. So it is a kind of basic motivations. So that's the reason why if you do not have any some research topics to be solved or to investigate, might be less motivations. I want to drink the wine or something. But basically, yes. I keeping something to do, and also interesting things. So I want to involve in interesting things to do more about it. I want to know more about it. This is the basic.
So how do you maintain your family life and the professional ambitions? Balance.
So to be honest, when I was 35 or 40s, I made a big burden my wife to take care of the children, because I left early morning, not so early, but
7, 8 a.m.
It means almost at least 12 hours working. It means leave to this 8 or something and arrive at 9 o'clock. I work until the 9 o'clock in the campus and come back. and start to the dinner to the 10 o'clock or just before 11. So every day, but Saturday sometime I went at the time, but recently I do not know. I come back early, and also now is the COVID-19. I go to the campus one or 2 times per week, but at the time, so I work hard, and I really happy to work hard there. But to be honest, it is a not so good father, not so good husband. But now I pay back. We have to go some good place or go a dinner.